We have a lot to get to this week with back to school coverage, but part of that involves getting to the heart of concerns cropping up for the year ahead and beyond. Right now, there is just a cloud of uncertainty hanging over Jackson County, Missouri, the latest chapter in the fight against skyrocketing property taxes. Earlier this month, the state's tax commission ruled Jackson County incorrectly assessed 75% of the properties in the county. On average, property values spiked some 30%, though many taxpayers saw values rise much, much higher. The state then ordered the county to roll back those assessments, capping them at 15%. Big question is, what does this mean for taxpayers who paid millions more? Well, they won't get refunds. The county says that money's already been spent.
So I want to disabuse people that they're going to get some lovely refund check because of this egregious error by the county. It's not going to happen, and in most cases, you're going to pay a lot more.
Some county legislators have pitched a plan to give taxpayers a tax credit for what they were overcharged, spread out over the next couple of years. We know the county executive plans to fight the order. We'll see what happens. But while all of this is going on, there's a real impact to consider. That money funds public safety and services, and yes, schooling. In fact, it makes up a huge chunk of the budget for districts across the county. And now, as they wait for guidance, administrators don't know how and what to budget. When the county raises the assessed value of your home, school districts can't just move the goalposts with them. They're also limited by law and can only raise their levies by up to 5%. So right now, there's a real sense of limbo because leaders don't know what's going to happen to the money coming in.
We've already set our budget for this upcoming school year. We have salary schedules in place, and this could ultimately mean a loss of millions and millions of dollars of revenue. We really don't have a plan B because, again, this is something that's unprecedented.
Several superintendents and their staffers right now are looking at these numbers and the news, trying to figure out what happens next. Let's get to the heart of the matter with Kenny Southwick, Executive Director for the Cooperating School Districts of Greater Kansas City. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. I have to imagine dealing with this tax issue is like putting a puzzle together when the pieces keep changing.
It really is. And as you know, the State Tax Commission on August the 6th sent to Jackson County that any of the properties last year that were assessed over 15%, they would be forced to roll those back. That's an unprecedented order. It remains to be seen exactly what the county does with that. But that has major impact for all of our taxing entities. So last year was a reassessment year. Each of our districts received a reassessment number. And then in the mid-'80s, I will remind everybody, we had the Hancock Amendment. And it was a tax circuit breaker, and said that in any given assessment year, taxes could not go up by an entity more than CPI, with Consumer Price Index, or 5%, whichever is less.
So school districts in a given assessment year, so every other year, can only cap a raise at 5%. That's the most extra money they could ask.
That's the most they can garner based upon their assessment. So if the assessed valuation was here and it went to here, and their levies were here, they have to adjust that back. They can't capture any more than that 5%. And now I'm talking about last year.
Sure.
So districts set their levies at that.
And as we just heard from Dr. Dale Hurl in Independence, they've already started to budget here. A little backstory with you and your group. You represent more than 30 districts on the Missouri side of the metro here. What is the sense right now? Is it a sense of panic, concern? How would you characterize it?
This affects 13 of our districts, 13 of the 33 that have parts of their district in Jackson County. So the other districts that we have in other counties, it really doesn't affect them. But I would say it's been angst, anxiety, and unanswered questions. And we've spent the last week since the order trying to answer as many of the questions we can. And you mentioned the puzzle pieces, trying to bring all the players together and find out, what are they going to do? Will Jackson County comply, not comply? Will the legislature put an ordinance in place that said they have to comply? We really don't know. But what we do know is that all of these districts have to set their tax levies for the upcoming year by September 30th, which means they'll need to get a new assessed valuation number so they can do all of their math. And this is not a reassessment year, so other than new property, there really won't be any growth, and they won't be able to collect any more money than they did the previous year.
And this isn't happening in a vacuum either, because school starts in just a few days.
Absolutely, and they're working as fast and furious as they can, and that's our teachers and our custodians and construction workers, so we can have a great first day for students.
What's your message to parents right now who are understandably probably as anxious as you are, wondering, are special education programs going to be cut or any other programs like that in the school district? What's your message for them?
Yeah, I would not worry about programs being cut right now for most of our districts. I think some of our districts are affected more than others, but we plan for an opening of school. Our districts, we are allowed to have reserves, so we have an opportunity in a crisis like this to spend down some one-time money, which gives you a chance to figure things out. We're going to have school. We're going to have great services. Again, I thank all those people that are pedaling as fast as they can right now, so next week we can open up.
Taxes aside, what are some of the other bigger issues? I know there's still a statewide teacher staffing shortage, right?
Yeah, Cody, it's a nationwide staffing shortage for education. And that really came about as a part of COVID when a lot of our retired teachers, veteran teachers, decided to leave. And then we just have not been able to refill the pipeline. So what happens is when we've got a position open in the Kansas City metro area, when we fill it, somebody's probably losing a good teacher and now they're on a hook outside.
Teachers moving districts, not necessarily fresh talent coming into the pool?
I would say that is correct, because if the number's limited and they level out, there's going to be shortages someplace. So it's not just the shortage of teachers. We have a lot of support personnel that work in our school districts, our paraprofessionals, our bus drivers, our cooks, custodians, all of those positions we're working real hard to fill. But those have been very difficult too, because wages have gone up for other jobs, and districts, particularly in budget crunches, may have a hard time raising those salaries. So we're still struggling to fill some of those, but we're going to have school next week.
All right. We wish you the best of luck. Kenny Southwick, thank you for your insight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, Cody. We appreciate it anytime.
No problem. KMBC 9 News is closely watching the Jackson County tax issue and what this means for your family. Look for updates on air and online at KMBC.com.